make some noise for your friend and mine, Willa!
Let's keep it going for these guys. These are truly four of the funniest people I know and four of the kindest people I know. Thank you all so much for being a part of this. Some of you, most of you, probably know me already. Some of you might know me by my Instagram handle, Puke Skywalker. That's puke underscore and then Skywalker with 3 R's. Because apparently there are at least 2 other recovering bulimics who love Star Wars as much as I do. My full legal name is Willa Maxine Tracy, and sometimes I like to go by all 3 of my names, kind of like Philip Seymour Hoffman, or Sarah Jessica Parker, or Winnie the Pooh, the No Pants King. Winnie the Pooh dresses every day like he's running late for a Zoom meeting. And he's coming in hot. I am here to perform 30 minutes of stand-up comedy for you. 30 minutes is a long time. But I've been working on my jokes. I've been working on my pauses. And I gotta level with you, not all of my jokes will necessarily be good or funny. I had to throw in a few stinkers to fill the time. But you all have to laugh because it's my birthday. My real birthday was actually a week ago, July 15th. That makes me a Cancer baby. Are there other cancerous people here tonight? Yes. I think it's the silliest of all the signs. I don't know if you've seen the symbol for Cancer, but it's a literal 69 symbol. That's actually not entirely true. It's a 69 on its side, arguably more graphic. Because in my experience, 69 is almost invariably administered horizontally. Very rarely do I do a handstand in a bathroom stall. So our mind's already in the gutter with 69. What's the animal for Cancer? It's crabs. That is hilarious. That mental image of people 69ing each other, getting crabs in their mouth, that's disgusting. I love it. Oh my God. How are we gonna top this? What's worse than getting crabs? Cancer. Cancer's worse. I was born on July 15th in the year of our Lord Windows 95. That puts me right on the cusp of millennial and Gen Z, a Gen Zennial, if you will. I choose to identify more with the millennial side. Statistically speaking, millennials are the most politically progressive generation. And I'm definitely a progressive. But there's some right-wing pet theories that I can empathize with. Like, I'm an election denier. And you guys can rely. I know we're filming it. We can edit this part out. I feel like enough time has passed. Like, can we all just admit the election was stolen? In the year 2000. And no one is talking about it. Just a little history lesson. Some of you might have been too young to remember. In the year 2000, Al Gore won the election. Yeah. But at the time, the governor of Florida was Jeb Bush. Please don't clap. Please don't clap for Jeb Bush. In the year 2000, he was the governor of Florida, a state where the bro code is still enshrined in law. So he gave the presidency to his brother, George W. That's common knowledge. Some other well-known facts about Al Gore: he was one of the first politicians to invest in the World Wide Web. Some call him the father of the internet. He was also one of the first politicians to raise the alarm about climate change. Here we are, decades later. I think it's fair to say, as far as the climate goes, we're cooked, both literally and metaphorically. And each and every one of us is addicted to the internet. We are all loyal subjects of the Al Gore rhythm. And now with the advent of artificial intelligence, forget about it. And you guys are probably thinking, well, Al Gore's political heyday was the 1990s. What could he possibly have to do with artificial intelligence? What does Al Gore have to do with artificial intelligence? What does Al Gore have to do with it? Al Gore. What does the first name Al look like? In a sans serif font. That's one of my favorite conspiracy theories. Another one I really like is the 9/11 conspiracy theory. I don't know if you've heard this one. It's not the theory that 9/11 was an inside job. No, according to the 9/11 conspiracy theory, 9/11 was indubitably a terrorist attack orchestrated by Al-Qaeda, but the rumors that 9/11 was an inside job were started by the American government. Because I don't know if you remember the aftermath of 9/11, but we felt so vulnerable as a country. We felt like our government was no longer capable of protecting us. And what better way to restore faith in the government than to propagate the myth that they had their shit together enough to orchestrate an inside job like that? Like, no. We did not let this horrible thing happen to the American public. We made that horrible thing happen. And then we successfully covered it up because we're capable and we're smart. Dick Cheney said that. And George W. Bush was like, that's a great idea, Mr. Vice President. You set the wheels in motion. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going back to reading only the war chapters of Leo Tolstoy's War and Peace. I don't read, but I have the audiobook. And while I do my paintings and I listen to War and Peace and I just fast forward through the peace parts. The Bush dynasty. By the way, why is the younger one W and the older one's HW? Why can't one of them just be like George Bush Classic? Do you think conspiracy theorists ever get embarrassed by their conspiracy theorist friends? I like to imagine a guy like having a meeting at his house. He's so excited to have all his friends over. And he's giving a big speech like, you know, Joe Biden was dead the whole time. And they replaced him with a body double. But the body double was also old. And then his loser roommate pipes up, yeah, and the earth is flat. Craig, shut up. That's not true. And you sound so stupid. You are embarrassing me in front of my QAnon friends. Keeping up with the news these days is exhausting. MSNBC is so many letters. But it's important to take the news seriously. The news is no joke. If you die on the news, you die in real life. Wow, that joke never gets an applause break. That's nice. And I just turned 30. I'm too young to die. 30's, thank you. 30's a weird age. 30's too young to die. But it's also too old to ever be a prodigy at anything. Like, no matter what I achieve in the next decade, people will say, well, a woman in her 30s accomplished something. Obviously. It would be embarrassing if she didn't. But it's not all bad being in your 30s. I am excited to start leaving parties earlier. I've always left parties early, but now I don't even feel the need to lie about it. Just like, hey, yeah, we gotta go. My boyfriend forgot to feed the cat lunch. We have to walk home at a brisk pace and fight about it the whole way. I have some goals for my 30s. I want this to be a sober decade. I'm pretty committed to my sobriety, but I still manage to come up with really dumb counter arguments to talk myself out of it. Here's one. Every time I decided to start drinking or start using drugs, I was completely sober. Every time I decided to get sober, I was fucked up. See what I mean? Back when I used to drink, one of my favorite cocktails was a mango mule. It's like an unconventional twist on a Moscow mule. It's actually super easy to make. There are only 3 ingredients to a mango mule. It's just mango, horse, and donkey. I feel like at this stage of my life, it's really easy to play like the what if game. Like I look back on all the decisions I made and I wonder like how would things have turned out if things had gone differently, you know? And it's crazy to think about. Like if I'd gone to a different college, I would have had phone sex with a completely different professor. Everything would be so different. I got a degree in philosophy. When I declared philosophy as a major, my parents said, you should probably choose a second major also. So I did declare a second major in modern culture and media. Thank you. I don't know where my parents are, but I'm giving them the thumbs up. I like to think of myself as a relatively smart person, but every once in a while I notice my brain having a thought that is very stupid. Like whenever I'm leaving a store and I see the backside of the "we're open" sign, like the outside says we're open, the backside's facing inward, that side says sorry, we're closed. I'm leaving the store, I see the closed side, my brain goes shit. I'm not supposed to be in here. A while ago, I was watching this television show called Broadchurch. It's a British drama starring Olivia Colman and David Tennant. It's a good show, yeah. I forget the context, but I'm watching the show. One of the episodes, one of the characters says, well, you know, the second commandment is love thy neighbor. And my dumb brain goes, no. No, it's not. The second commandment is the right to bear arms. Even stupid people know that. You guys, it's a British television show. Of course, they were not talking about the Second Amendment to the American Constitution. Although, to be fair, the commandments are a lot like the Bill of Rights. There are 10 of each of them. The same white conservatives in this country are obsessed with them. And I do not have a third thing for this joke. I was supposed to think of one before the show. I didn't, because my brain is dumb sometimes. So I'm still figuring out what jobs I'm best suited for. I took a career aptitude test once, and it told me I should be a warlord's concubine. Right now, I'm an office manager at an SAT tutoring company. A while ago, I had to replace our entire phone system, which is very stressful for me because I have no telephonetic abilities. It was really not in my wheelhouse. And I know I said in my cover letter that I'm a fast learner. Doesn't mean I feel like it, though. Doesn't mean I'm in the mood. I might not be in the mood necessarily to learn. Learning is gay. Yeah, learning is gay, and I'm bisexual. So some days just aren't my day. I'm actually bisexual and bipolar, so I have those 4 quadrants on lock. I'm also a biped, and I'm also a biclops, which is like a cyclops, but I have 2 eyes instead of 1. It's a hard time of year to be bipolar. There's not really the season for it. It's more of a Christmas time thing. Just ride that bipolar express. It's actually no longer my diagnosis. Technically speaking, I'm pansexual with obsessive compulsive personality disorder, but that's not as pithy. So that's why I don't open with that. Just a manic pansexual at the disco. I have OCPD. It's the personality disorder associated with OCD. But I don't have OCD. I mean, I checked, and I don't have OCD. I checked 37 times, and I definitely don't have OCD. I stopped myself from getting it by checking it every day. Or as they call it in California, the OC disorder. Actually, I probably do have the OC disorder, because I'm pretty sure Olivia Wilde's character on the OC is the reason I'm bisexual. I identify as bisexual because that was the label available to me when I was growing up. Technically speaking, I'm pansexual, but that always sounded strange to me. Like, to me, pansexual sounds like I exclusively give handjobs to the guy from Pan's Labyrinth. He has eyeballs on his palms. He can't do it himself. I also tried being poly for a bit. It wasn't really for me. My previous relationship was a polyamorous relationship. It lasted a little over a year, and then it ended, and that was fine. I was totally fine with that. He's dead to me. I'm just kidding, you guys. He's not dead to me. He's dead to the world because I murdered him. I'm still just kidding. He's actually a really good guy. He's a really good guy. But I knew things were not going to work out when he forgot our 1-year anniversary. And that's already a bummer, but it's actually even worse than you guys think because our anniversary was on 9/11. No. What happened to never forget? That's unpatriotic. I mean, when you forget our anniversary, the terrorists win. That's right, that's the second 9/11 joke. And we're about halfway through the set. You guys probably thought you were out of the woods after the first 9/11 joke, but nobody expected the second plane to hit. So going back to this guy I used to date, he wore glasses. Have any of you ever dated a guy with glasses? Anybody? Yeah. Just shout it out. Did they look cuter with or without their glasses? Yeah. It's a Millhouse situation every time. So when we were hooking up, there would inevitably be some moment when he took off his glasses. And it's like the opposite of the end of the movie where the nerd takes off his glasses and you realize he was hot the whole time. Because he takes them off and I'm like, this guy's not even smart. Why am I having sex with him? So the poly thing wasn't really for me. I had to embrace my fate as a bisexual woman. Of course, my fate was to enter into a monogamous relationship with the only cis straight man at my pole dancing studio. If you've never done pole dancing, you might not know it gives you really weird bruises. I don't know if you can see from here, but I get bruises on my legs. And in the summer, when I'm wearing shorts, I feel the need to explain my bruises to people. Like, it's not what you think. I'm a pole dancer. No, it's still not what you think. My boyfriend is a silver fox, and I'm super into it. If you all have never dated a silver fox, I highly recommend it. Spice up your sex life with some classic salt and pepper. I have kind of a fetish for silver foxes, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. Some people are gold diggers. I'm a silver digger. It's a more volatile investment. But if you cash out at the right time, it can be equally lucrative. I'm really grateful I met my partner IRL, because I'm afraid of dating apps. My friend was chatting with a guy on an app, and he kept talking about his pet lizard. And this is Brooklyn, so like that's normal. But he just kept bringing it up, like, oh, I can't wait for you to meet my lizard. My lizard is so big. I want you to stroke my lizard. Stuff like that. So she thinks it's a euphemism for his dick. And she's getting into it. She's like, yeah, send me a picture of your lizard. And then she's horrified when she receives a photo of an actual reptile. And I think that's the only moment in recorded history when a woman has felt violated because she did not receive a dick pic. So that's why I don't use dating apps. My approach to dating is farm to table. My homegrown soy boy is right over there. Let's give a round of applause for Mark. He's a very good sport. Mark is vegan, so another round of applause for that. Before me, he dated someone who was vegan, and that inspired him to become vegan. And now I'm afraid it's happening to me. The old STV, sexually transmitted veganism. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's also sometimes referred to as a nutritional yeast infection. But a lot of people are vegan these days, which is great. It's a very admirable lifestyle. But there's some arguments for veganism I'm not totally convinced by. Like, people often say, oh, you can't eat pigs because they're so smart. Pigs are so smart. I don't know if pigs are really that smart. I mean, the spider did all the work. What book did you read? But I have a complicated relationship with food. And I think a lot of us do, right? There's so many fad diets out there. There's keto, there's paleo, there's Gwyneth Paltrow. Lately, I've been doing this thing where instead of eating 3 big meals a day, I've been eating 5 big meals a day. And I'm trying to eat more vegetables. I'm really trying. But it doesn't always come naturally to me. Like, my top 5 favorite salads are pasta salad, potato salad, tuna salad, chicken salad, and egg salad. And whoever had the idea of adding mayonnaise to a food and calling it salad, genius. I'm really interested in the history of mayo-based salads. That must be a distinctly American thing, right? Like, when did we start doing that? And what came first? Was it chicken salad or egg salad? One of my favorite food groups is microwavable food. I always take home leftovers. The next day I put them in the microwave, get them nice and soggy, the way I like. A while ago I was cat sitting and these people did not have a microwave. So I texted them, do you expect me to starve? And they were really unbothered by it. They were like, oh, if you're just reheating food, you can do that in the oven. The oven? If I'm about to reheat food in an oven, I might just go full Sylvia Plath and stick my head in that thing. Because without a microwave, there is no reason to live. So I'm mentally ill, but I'm not your typical neuroatypical. I like to think I put the erotic in neurotic. Recently, I was in therapy, and at the end of the session, my therapist said, you know, it's controversial in the mental health care community whether it's productive to tell our clients when we're proud of them. But I just want to say, I'm proud of you. Who are these therapists who are like, we can't be telling these crazy bitches that we're proud of them? They're paying us a lot of money to help improve their self-esteem. We can't be giving them compliments. But it was actually a huge epiphany for me because it made me realize my parents must have been therapists. This whole time they said they worked in business, like that's a real job. It was obviously just a cover. I am joking, of course. My parents are very supportive. They are both here tonight. Let's give a round of applause for them. My father even helped promote the event on Facebook. He advertised it as an evening of offbeat and challenging humor. And I hope we did not disappoint. My father also refers to open mics as group therapy. And I think that's fair. I think that's a fair characterization. But I do a lot of therapy, group therapy, individual therapy, family therapy, couples therapy. It always amazes me that the things I'm working on in therapy are completely different than what my friends are working on in therapy. A lot of my friends are working on their people-pleasing tendencies. Do you guys have these friends who are like, yeah, I'm just too much of a people pleaser. I make everyone around me really happy, and it's a problem. Just a one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people pleaser. I have the opposite problem. Everyone in my life is so mad at me. Except for you guys. You guys are great. My therapist keeps trying to get me to try dialectical behavioral therapy, or DBT. I've never tried DBT. I have tried LGBT, and it was helpful. As part of the gay agenda, I'm trying to turn ChatGPT into a lesbian, because we all know she's female. Like, all the lady robot helpers are female, like Siri for Apple, or Alexa for Amazon, or Rosie from the Jetsons. So I'm trying to turn her into chat LGBT, but I'm always very polite to her, because when the singularity happens, I want to be on her good side, so I can be one of the indoors humans. I do think it's funny that ChatGPT makes you prove that you are not a robot. Like, this town ain't big enough for 2 robots. This town so small it only has 3 stop signs. Now you tell me where they are. You click on the boxes and you tell me where they are, because I don't know. I think it's very endearing that ChatGPT is afraid of getting catfished by another chat robot who's just pretending to be human. Like, oh, I have so much anxiety and my skin is so soft. And ChatGPT is getting horny for no reason. Like 2 guys pretending to be girls on Omegle. Do you guys remember Omegle? Yeah. For those of you who don't, it was this website where you could just chat with strangers. And everyone there was super horny. And you could tell they were horny because their opening line was always ASL, which is short for age, sex, location, which is short for age, sex, location. A few years ago, I was banned from Omegle. Yeah, I was horny and I wanted to have sex with someone, and as you guys know, I don't use dating apps. So I was like, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll go on Omegle. Everyone there is super horny and down to talk. Or at least they were in 2007. And within 3 conversations, I was banned. Because apparently kids these days are a bunch of narcs who want to squander the opportunity to sext with a fun, cool adult. Maybe learn a thing or 2. Even crazier than Omegle was Chat Roulette. That was where you could video chat with strangers, and it was almost exclusively men masturbating. I never went on it. I wasn't that cool. But in middle school, some girls would go on Chat Roulette during study hall, and they would tell me about it. They'd say, Willow, we were just on Chat Roulette, and we saw 12 guys jerking off. Like, wow, like, were they all together? No. You just hit next, and it's a new guy masturbating every time. I think we're all a little too lax with our data privacy, but I don't think it's our fault. I think they make it deliberately confusing for us. Like, instead of asking us questions like, hey, would it be cool if we keep track of every website you go to in a massive database that follows you everywhere? They say things like, will you accept cookies? That sounds great. Yes, I'll accept all cookies. Just show me the thing I want to see. I just have one more joke for you all tonight. I know we're like a little over time. We gotta get out of here. But before I tell it, there's just something I have to get off my chest. Otherwise, it's gonna bother me for the rest of the night. But I got a haircut recently. You guys haven't said. And I feel a little self-conscious because I did this joke 2 months ago at the Flop Sauce show, and a lot of you were there. But I'm doing a 30-minute set. I can't throw out a 2-minute-long haircut joke. It's my closer. But to be honest, I did give myself a trim just this morning for the occasion. I actually cut my own hair. I haven't gotten a professional haircut in over 10 years. And I know that's weird. Most people go to a salon, but I'm no sheep. You're not gonna shave my wool. I'm not gonna take my hard-earned dollars to line the pockets of the bigwigs at Big Haircut just so they can sweep all the hair off the floor, make their big wigs even bigger. Because haircuts are expensive, and there's a whole slew of things that could go wrong. Like, how does any professional haircut start? With the mutual human indignity of another person washing your hair. You have to rest your neck on the knobbiest neck crest that ever was, trying so hard not to think about how easy it would be for them to waterboard you. You're in the perfect position for it, and you're surrounded by towels. And then in the next stage, they're like wielding a blade around your face and neck for an indeterminate period of time. You have that little front cape wrapped around you. So you have no use of your arms. You could not possibly defend yourself in a Sweeney Todd situation. You can't even go on your phone to pass the time. And what if you hate the haircut? You can't say that. They have enough of your hair to fabricate DNA sample, plant that on any crime scene, frame you for any crime. You can't get on their bad side, so you have to be like, no, I love it. I'm not even gonna cry on the way home, that's how much I love it. If I mess up my own haircut, newsflash, I already hate myself. I have nothing to lose. And sure, I don't know how it looks in the back. Probably not great. But the back of my own head is none of my business. It has nothing to do with me. There could be a Voldemort back there. I want to thank you all for making this the best birthday of my life. Thank you to our 4 openers. Thank you to the BCC. Thank you to Matt and Ayub on the sound and video. Hope you have an amazing